I hope everyone's been enjoying the music so far. We'll be back to it soon, but first, we get a chance to sit down with the band themselves, the What Have Yous. How are you all feeling today?
Today has been a beautiful day. How do you guys feel about today?
Well, it's a baptism of fire for Michael.
Yeah.
So, for the audience, real quick, could you guys introduce yourselves, because there are 5 of you.
Yeah. You gotta play tag, and then should we do every other? Or? No, I'm just kidding.
You don't have the microphone. Be quiet now. Okay. My name's Beata, and I play the Boom Booms.
I'm Adam.
I'm Patty, and I play keys.
I'm Heidi. I play bass.
Michael, I play the guitars.
Nice, good showing from everyone. So, going back to the origins, like about as far back as you can go. How long have each of you guys been playing music?
Well, can I speak for you guys or not? Probably not, huh?
Probably not.
Okay. I was just remembering today, honestly, like I was 7 years old. Me and my dad were in the electric store, like a Best Buy equivalent, and I liked this keyboard. I mean, I wasn't good at it. I'm still not good at it, but so since 7.
Yeah, that's a
yeah,
good start.
Yeah.
Did keyboard last long for you or no?
I still play synthesizer and such.
That's
yeah,
nice.
Yeah, it's actually more fun than guitar, but she's really good, so she gets to do that.
Yeah, take what you can get.
Yeah.
Cover the bases, you know.
How about you, Beata?
Oh, gosh. Well, I did play a little bit of piano when I was like, I don't know, 9 or 10 or something. But I think I did it for less than a year, and it was not something that stuck with me. Reading music was not anything that stuck with me. But I did take Bharatanatyam, which is Southern Indian classical dance, which has a lot of stomping and rhythm. So when I got stuck in a house during COVID with this guy who got bored with his guitar, he made me buy a drum set off Craigslist. And I just kind of remembered what I did with dancing and like tried to do that with sticks instead, and it kind of started to work after a while. So that's what I got. How about you, Patty?
Drummers are really hard to find, so.
I'm Patty. I took a few lessons when I was a kid, probably for about a year, maybe 2. And then I didn't play piano for several decades, except occasionally some Christmas carols. And then I took up piano again seriously when I was 50. I took lessons. And after about 5 years, I stopped by a music shop in Brainerd, Minnesota, the Bridge of Harmony, and I spontaneously bought a synthesizer. So I took that home, and it really made some great sounds. And so I thought, well, gee, I need to join a rock band. So then I didn't know how to find anyone. So I looked on Craigslist, and there was this ad where Adam was looking for a player. So I called him up, and we went from there. I didn't know anything about how to play in a rock band. I just read sheet music, and so I just did the most basic things imaginable, and it just kept growing.
Yeah. You got any comments up there?
In high school, I was in a death metal band. I was the singer. I mean, basically picture just like a Komodo dragon that's just doing these guttural things. But aside from that, it was maybe going to friends' houses and kind of jamming along, suppose. I didn't play an instrument at the time, though. And I didn't actually pick up the guitar until I went to college, but it was kind of one of those things where it became a rabbit hole. I treated it like a college course. I just wanted to get better and better. But my whole goal was I just really wanted to create music badly. I didn't care like how good I became. I just wanted to be able to make something. And eventually, it was I think last April, these guys had a show, a house show, and I just thought that they were super awesome, and it was really sweet to chit-chat with everybody after, hang out and jam some. Then later in the summer, reconvened with Beata and Adam at a music festival, and those guys invited me over to jam, and then following that, we jammed a couple more times, and eventually Adam's like, hey, you want to play guitar? And I was like, sure. That's how I got here.
He's been in the band for 2 months. That's, I think, pretty remarkable that you go 2 months and, oh, now you're on TV, son.
Yeah, this is his first time playing out of the garage with us, so it's pretty good. Trial by fire.
Couldn't think of a better debut.
Yeah.
So I have a music degree from UW River Falls, and I've played in a couple of other bands, but I feel like I've kind of waited my whole life to play in this band because it is just the best fit that I've ever had, and I'm a former audience member of these guys too. So that's right. And but
Does anyone
Well,
else want to join the band,
see,
by the way?
that's a cautionary tale because if you come to one of our shows, the chances are not zero that you'll end up in the band. So
Have a whole orchestra eventually.
right. So consider that a warning.
I mean, if you're ever in need of a jazz trumpet feature, maybe.
We'll take anything. We're desperate.
Okay.
Put some reverse delay on that, babe. That's not desperation, that's art.
That's true.
Sounds a lot better when you say it like that.
Honestly, a trumpet can make anything sound better.
Absolutely.
Take your word for it.
I've jammed with trumpet players. They're fun. So we'll
It's
talk later.
also fun from the trumpet player's perspective, for the record. So from what I understand, this 5-piece that we have here is not the original lineup. Is it you three on the bottom couch is how it started then?
Pretty close. It was myself, Patty. We were part of this explosive post-rock circus act called F League United in Brainerd. We had a different percussionist. And then I had to move away from Brainerd. Life happens. Patty and I stay in touch. And you heard how Beata became a drummer.
Right.
So there you go. And then
Against her will.
It's not a pyramid scheme. It's not a cult. It's normal.
Good to know. That assuages my my conscience for sure. Okay. So and then it seems like the other members just kind of joined by what gravity?
Yeah.
Just kind of pulls the band together.
It's not a cult.
I got that part. The repetition only assuages my conscience even more. So thank you. So I understand that you've done like gigs like first off around Eau Claire. Are you guys based in Eau Claire or do you kind of move around?
We're mainly 4 out of 5 pretty close to Eau Claire.
Okay.
Patty's the lone exception, but
I still live in Minnesota, and so we collaborate online, and then I frequently travel to Wisconsin to practice with them.
Nice. Put it all together. So have you guys played in a studio setting like this before?
first time.
So first, how did you guys like it?
It exceeded my imagination because, like, in my head, I go home at night and I play in a setting on public access television. But this was even better than I thought it'd be.
Well, that's good to hear that we exceeded your expectations for public access television. I'm sure that bar was very high.
How did you feel about today's experience, Beata
Beata McClelland. I'll finish that for you. I can't say I dream about it as much as you, which means my dreams are less, like, awesome. So this awesomeness, like, really was up here. Like, my dreams were, like, down here. Yeah. So pretty good. Pretty good.
Yep.
Good to hear. Yeah, the general consensus with most artists in here is that it feels very different to play for cameras than it is to play for people. Even though there are people behind the cameras, not to peel back the curtain or anything, we actually do have people in here. Really, really great people, awesome. Quick shout out to all my camera people.
Yeah.
So I did want to talk a little bit about your sound because I don't think I've ever had a band in here who sounds like you guys do. The label that you guys gave was Earth Technopop. Could I ask what that means?
That was me making a joke to myself in reference to Big Lebowski.
He incorrectly quoted it, too.
Yeah, and I kept it. I even knew it was an incorrect, because yeah, I won't get into the whole film. I could recite it, but I won't do that. But yeah, no, I don't really like the genre thing. Like, what do you guys sound like? It depends on my mood, depends on Beata's mood, depends
Right.
on Patty's mood. Michael even has some sort of influence. Uh, Heidi has all sorts of wonderful input, but structurally, so it's like a team effort, and
Yeah.
it really depends on what side of the mattress we wake up on, and yeah, that sort of
Wake
stuff.
up on a mattress at all?
Yeah, which is about 50-50 nowadays.
For you.
Well, fair enough. I'd say give it a few more months, and then Michael's mood will probably kind of seep in there.
He's pretty
See.
aggressive, so.
But yeah, I'm also not super into the genre thing. I usually see music as kind of a sum of influences.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you don't like hear a sound and it's like I want to sound like that. It's usually you hear a person, you hear a specific artist, and whether you want to or not really, which makes it sound more like a like a dooming force, not really what I was going for. You kind of sound like what you hear. So I guess my question is then, for your influences, like on your sound, would you say it's more of a collective influence? Is there a sound that you're striving to sound like? Or is each person kind of bringing their own thing to the table?
What I'm so grateful for with this group is like how diverse everyone's influences are. We got Elvis Costello, we got Death Metal Kid over there, we got Bach over here. I don't know what you listen to. But yeah, no, it's like all over the board. So it's like really cool. Like Patty writes stuff, and then we give it a spin, and I write stuff, and everyone gives it a spin, and like there's no like control. You know, I'm gonna say the pissing word. There's no pissing contest about I wanted it this way. It's just like everyone really digs each other's style, and yeah, it's fun.
It's a meshing of styles for sure.
Yeah.
That's what kind of drew me to your group. You know, you sound extremely different from like basically anything, at least anything that you can find in the Chippewa Valley.
That's a really nice thing to say, man. Appreciate that.
So everyone and
And I will mark my calendar for some of your gigs. More on that later, of course. But for now, like, what are your future plans for the band looking like? Are you looking to expand more? Kind of just
Well,
keep doing what you're doing?
We're gonna like after this interview, we're gonna play a second set, and then after that, we're all gonna meet in the Burger King parking lot and exercise.
Good plan. Good plan.
Yeah.
We do have a van now.
That's
Well-
always good.
Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. Only got the cops called twice now by neighbors. So trying to stay within quiet hours, I guess. This might be the last time we play. I don't know. But
Well, hopefully the what have you's coup happens after you're out of the studio. But
we'll try.
with that, I think that's about all the time we have for questions. So now we get to my favorite part, which is I'm giving you the floor to plug anything and everything. If you got, you know, sites, if you got side projects, if you got upcoming gigs, social media, anything, go for it.
all right. Artist to be on Instagram. Michael, what's your stuff? She is a great visual artist. She's very shy about this sort of thing. Michael, what's your music?
Yeah, the closest thing I would akin it to is like lo-fi hip hop or lo-fi beats,
Yeah.
instrumental, really chill music.
You gotta tell them the name of it though.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
not just gonna Google that.
Yeah, just Google it. You get a bajillion things.
So far,
bajillion things
I mean,
that sound the same.
What we have to Google right so far is Michael.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's it. No, it's called Ouroboros dog. If you're not familiar with Ouroboros, it's the symbol of a serpent eating its own tail. So it's that, just with a dog tagged at the end of it. But yeah, it's just I really enjoyed again the creative process, just being able to make a combination of what I refer to as organic music, record with my guitar, but then also using like VST plugins, synthesizer, using samples, just having freedom with it, just having fun. Was in the process of making a record this past fall that's kind of been on a hold right now, but I'm looking to continue it. It's going to be a little bit more on the kind of dreamy and magical side of things. So Yeah. As far as like streaming, I mean, it could be Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, wherever, pretty much. Yeah.
Good to hear.
No side projects here. I'm
What's your main
100%
band, Heidi?
dedicated to this band because it's not a cult.
I think we're on Facebook and we're on Bandcamp. Our MySpace page got taken down, though, unfortunately. And then Patty's been composing music.
Yeah. So my side project is that well, there's a little story when we first started. I didn't know what I was doing at all, writing my own parts, or I couldn't do anything really. Just kind of fumbled along, and Adam was patient with me. Well, then Heidi joined the group as the bass player, and then there went my thing, just playing some notes down low, didn't know what I was doing, and the pressure was on. So then I started writing my own parts. And with the practice I got writing parts for this band, then just all of a sudden the music kind of clicked, and I started doing some simple songs. I don't write the lyrics, just the music. And that really went well. And I've always really admired John Williams' music for film scores. So then I started writing kind of more classically based music, and I'm very influenced by Bach. When you're a piano student, they assign a lot of Bach because it develops hand independence, and it's also the foundation of Western music. And so I just write a lot of music now, and I do it in the computer, and I am taking lessons now at the St. Francis Music Center in Little Falls, Minnesota. And yeah, it's just means so much to me to be writing music now with the band, playing music, and then writing this orchestral music. So that's my project.
Good to hear. Any upcoming gigs around Eau Claire?
Yeah. I'm going to plug Speck of Dust Theater, April 29th, Saturday, 24-hour project. It's going to be fun. We don't know what we're going to do. That's the fun of it. And then what is it, May 17th?
And then, okay, this is a little outside of the Chippewa Valley, but we are playing April 17th at the 331 Club in Minneapolis. Yeah. And then May 18th, we are going to be back in Eau Claire at the Mousetrap. And we are going to be playing along with our own friend Fizz Kaiser, who is awesome as well. So it'll be a really fun double bill, and I'm really excited about it.
Way to remember those dates.
Well, good stuff. Sounds like you got a packed schedule coming up. But anyway, thanks for sitting down and talking this over. It's been enlightening and just a great time in general. But for everyone else at home, don't touch that dial because it's right back to the music after this.